check, 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 check. Hello, 1 2.
आ रहे भाई घंटे के लिए give me a cue. Yeah. And so it begins for the 13th annual time. It has become a staple in the season of celebration year after year. A kind of celebration unique to us quizzers, the joys of giving an answer to a question not by already knowing it, but regurgitating here, but by solving it using careful observation, using common sense and applying knowledge. This is the 13th annual edition of the Udaan Business Leadership Quiz, organized by Steel Authority of India Limited, National HRD Network Ranchi Chapter, and National HRD Network. Taking you through it is me, your host Ajay Punia, hosting it for the 11th time, unearthing new stories with every question, bringing new formats every year, only keeping one thing constant, asking questions that seek answers. With some new faces, but all familiar organizations on the national quizzing circuit, with the sun long set, a new season of Udaan rises in the east. They've cleared one hurdle already, the two-part preliminary round. I'll begin with introducing and welcoming our participants for the East Zone final in the 3 online editions till date. It's a zone that has been found wanting, hasn't produced a winner, perhaps the 4th time lucky. As participant 1, a familiar one from the East looking to cement his place in the national final after 2 successive wins in 2020 and 2021. But last year, though a performance he himself would admonish, back with a vengeance, he is Mr. Consistent from the East, Ravi Shankar Saha from Capgemini. As participant 2, marking his debut from the emerging force in quizzing within SAIL and even otherwise. He's one of 3 from the much improved SAIL Durgapur today. He is Ravi Shankar. As participant 3, after many attempts, he made his way into the zonal final last year. Although less we talk about that outing, the better. So he would have learned his lessons and forgotten everything else about it. Here to rewrite a storied chapter for himself in Udaan, our second of 3 from SAIL Durgapur, is Anand Kumar. As number 4 in an East Zone reserve for 2 years in a row, watching the show from the sidelines must have been pumped to finally crack it after narrowly missing out for 2 years. So near, yet so far, coming in with a sigh of relief and a spring in his step. Our third contender from SAIL Durgapur is Prasenjit Mitra. At number 5 is a new challenger, the kind Udaan keeps unearthing and loves to see year after year, is Purab Das from SAIL Raurkela. And finally, multiple-time national champion, but the last title coming in 2017. It's a deja vu of a deja vu for the introduction, and I suspect he would be hoping for a new introduction from me next year, or one that includes defending and champion placed adjacently. After a come-from-behind entry into the national final last year, but an outing that expected more of him in the national final, perhaps this year, he is Sampad Mishra from SAIL Raurkela. Welcome all of you. No surprises that the East Zone is dominated by the various establishments of SAIL. It has become a routine affair now. 2 new challengers, 1 not anymore the perennial bridesmaid, and 3 regulars. It's a fairly interesting and mouth-watering mix. But before I begin grilling our participants with questions, I'd like to welcome the 2 pillars of Udaan. Firstly, Shri Ashish Chakrabarti, Executive Director, HRD, MTI SAIL. Sir, pleased to have you with us. If you may please address the gathering.
Thank you. Very good evening. And really, you have already set the tone of this session. Yeah. so energetically. I think you have now everybody has been charged up. So let me first congratulate all the finalists for this great performance, for the great performance in the preliminary round. And I understand that from this round they will qualify for the final. So I hope that it will be a great contest and people will enjoy in participating. And whenever Ajay is there, so definitely everybody will be enjoying, because I had a very good feedback that Udaan is. I mean, with every year, people, I mean, it is getting more popularity, and people are very keen to join. So this time it is quite a good number of participation, and I wish that this number of participation should go up and up. So my compliments goes to the entire Udaan team. So, and other than Ajay Puni, I understand contribution from the, I acknowledge the contribution from the Animesh Matre, that platform designer, and the team from NHRD led by Sri Dhananjay Singh, Nalin and Avinash. And of course, from the Cell MTI, Rijwan is there. So it's a collective effort which has taken the Udaan to a great heights. And to be very frank, Kuching is always offering a great platform for the self-development, and I see all the young faces are there. So it will definitely going to help them for better knowledge, better sharing, and sort of healthy competitiveness that will come in the mind, and people know that where they are, where they can place, and sense of accomplishment that always motivates the people. So that will be always there. Winning and losing is not the important. Participations is very important. So, and Udaan gives an that opportunity to grow and learn, and in a particular in the business, corporate business scenario, and it is the one of the very unique quizzing platform, as I understand, in the corporate sector. So your participations, I really welcome all the participants, and from the other units, than sale, many other units have also joined, I have seen, and they should, and people should work for that further, how we can spread the message, so that people, more and more participation should be there. So my best wishes for all the finalists. I'll not take much time. So good luck and thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you for your kind words and words of appreciation. I'll now request Mr. Dhananjay Singh, Director General, National HRD Network. Sir, may we have you address the gathering?
Respected Ashish sir, Honorable our chief guest for today, Ashish sir, thank you so much for your address. Respected Ajay ji, I can see Mitra sir, I can see Rizwan ji, and all the esteemed participants. Let me congratulate you for participating in this prestigious national event. And I'm sure that the Eastern Zone finals today, the best teams which will qualify for the nationals, they will make all of us proud on merit, and they are the best ones to reach here. And let me compliment all the ones who competed in the prelims. Even though those who could not make it to the Eastern Regional Finals, but we really respect you for your guts and courage and the competitive spirit which you have shown by participating in this very prestigious competition. And for today, for the Eastern Zone has always been very, very competitive, very, very sharp. And but I can equally share with you, Ajay ji is always ready with his team and his questions, which will always make you learn something new. So my best wishes, and may the best team win. With this, I welcome each one of you, and my best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much, and over to Ajay ji, please.
Right. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, sirs, for your words of encouragement. I'm sure they mean a lot. So participants, with words of encouragement there for you, If you're all set, your objective today is to be amongst the top 2. For 2 of you, get a spot in the national final. But of course, the fact that you are here in the zonal round will be rewarded with rupees 5,000. But if you count yourself as the winner or the first runner-up for the zone, you will be rewarded with rupees 25,000 and rupees 15,000 respectively. The big prize is there. That sets the stage. The audience has been arranged. It is the participants that need to showcase why they deserve to be here. 4 rounds between you and the 2 national final spots. Let's begin with round number 1. So right at the very start, we'll begin with the super over. There are 6 questions, all on the buzzer, 15 seconds of time per question. Each question has 2 answers, with the last few letters of the first answer being the first few letters of the second answer. Right? How many? 2 letters at the end, 3 letters at the end, 4 letters at the end. That is for you to decide. But I'll tell you that when the first one ends, the second one begins. Points. If you're playing super, which is if you want to give both answers, you have to say the word super before you start answering. And if you write on both counts, I'll give you 10 and 5. So that's 15. If you're wrong on both, you get a -5 and -5. So that's a -10. If you're playing super and only one correct, +10, -5. So you're left with 5. If you're not playing super, if you're playing default, then you can give me one answer, either one of the 2 answers, X or Y. And if you're correct about it, you'll get 10 points. But if you're incorrect, you'll get a -5. And the second player on the buzzer, you can give me the second answer if there is a second answer that remains for +5 and -5. All 6 of you can hit the buzzer on the same question. You get it right. Once when you're the first on the buzzer, I'll ask you whether you're playing super or safe. You tell me what you're playing. And if you're playing safe, you decide whether you want to answer the first one or the second one. So we'll start. Here's question number 1. Good luck, all of you. Question number 1, in fact, divided into 2 parts. So there are 2 answers that I'm looking for, but you can answer even one. Here's question 1. These are all subsidiaries of which company founded in 1999 and is building an ecosystem around gaming culture. That's for 6 letters. And on the right, shaped like the internal shape of oil-bearing rock formations, this building is located where Y, known by a different name earlier, first tasted success in 1938. On the buzzer, first is Anand from Durgapur, team 3. Super or safe, Anand?
I would play safe.
Okay, X or Y?
X, I would say.
Is?
It's Najara.
Nazara, that is correct. That's 10 points to Anand. There's nobody else after you. The other answer that I was looking for was Aramco, right? So Nazara and Aramco, that's the one that I was looking for. So Nazara Technology, those were Sportskira, Nodwin, Kidopia, and Alaplay. And for Aramco, that was the King Abdulaziz Center for World Culture, also known as ITRA, right? So that's the 2 answers, Nazara and Aramco. Anand from Durgapur beginning with a score of 10. That's well done. We'll move on to question number 2. Declaring 2023 as the year that X died, The Verge wrote this series of stories about X. What is X? That they refer to by its older name. That's a 7-letter answer. On the right, this is the impact of what ongoing highest grossing initiative of its kind that led to the period of inflation in a certain economies. So 2-word answer, 4 and 4. On the buzzer first, we have Sampath Mishra from Raurkela. Yes, Sampath. Super or safe?
I'll go for the first one.
So you're playing safe. The one on the left, X.
Yes. It will be Twitter.
It is Twitter. X referred to by its older name, Twitter. That is correct. That's 10 points. And nobody else on the buzzer for getting the other one. That is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is what I was looking for. So Twitter and Eras Tour. So, economists of the world are finding every excuse to blame for inflation. They're also blaming Taylor Swift for doing her job and alongside Beyonce and the others. So that's the answer that I was looking for. And if you look very closely in the visual on the left, the year Twitter died, there's a naked Elon Musk caricature also that I've highlighted. That's Twitter and Eras Tour. That's 10 points to Sampath Mishra. That's well done. We'll move on to question number 3. Screenshots from a video released by X, a firm with over $1 trillion in assets under management. X has an annual tradition of releasing a holiday video around this time. The previous one was Eras Tour, and this is called Alternatives Eras Tour. On the right, this mega project that is being made to change will have its own airline, 4 subdivisions called Sindala, Trojena, Oxagon, and the Line. It has a portmanteau name, Y, that's 4 letters, meaning new future. On the buzzer first is Ravi Shankar from Durgapur.
I will go for X. Is it Blackstone?
Is it Blackstone? It is indeed Blackstone. So that's 10 points to Ravi Shankar. Next up is Prasenjit. Prasenjit, do you have Y or do you want to pass?
I'm going in for Y. It
Go
is
for it.
NEOM. NEOM.
It's correct. Absolutely. It is Blackstone and Neom, the 2 answers that I was looking for. So if you saw one of the screenshots, very interestingly, one of the ladies there says that this is for the first time that we're hoping people confuse us with BlackRock, right? So they're trolling themselves. It's an annual tradition for them. They've been coming out with a video every time around this time of the year. That's 10 points to Ravi Shankar for that one. So it was like a follow-up or an alternative to the previous question. So the earlier one was Eras Tour by Taylor Swift. This one was Alternative Eras Tour by Blackstone. 10 points Ravi Shankar and 5 points there for Prasenjit for giving me Neom. So a couple of you splitting the 15 points. Well done, both of you. 10 and 5. We'll move on to question number 4. Look at the visuals. Question follows in a while. The question. It took 3 years of development and 100 prototypes before the final version in picture was unveiled in 1961. X then registered a 3D trademark for its tabletop soy sauce dispenser. Which company is X? Some of whose bottles are collector's items selling for over $300. And on the right, these are known as the big 3 of the Japanese Y industry. That's for 5 letters. On the buzzer first is Ravi Shankar from Capgemini. Ravi, what are you doing? Super safe.
If I am
Safe.
taking
X or Y?
X.
X.
I am taking it Kikoman.
Kikoman, that is correct, Ravi. That's 10 points to you. Goes to Anand from Durgapur. Do you have Y, Anand?
I was thinking of X only.
Okay, so I'll move
Pass.
on to Sampath.
Pass.
Sampath, do you have Y?
I'll go for Y.
Sure.
Manga.
Manga, absolutely. Kikoman and Manga, the largest manga comic publishers. That's 10 points to Ravi, team participant 1, and 5 points to Sampath from Rourkela. That's lovely. Kikoman and Manga. Lovely answers, both of you. We'll move on to 2 questions that remain. Here's question number 5. Launched in India in 1997 with a slightly different spelling. X is a Reckitt Benckiser brand that gets its portmanteau name from a type of cell membrane that produces digestive enzymes and its rapidly soluble nature. That's for 5 letters. On the right, this cartoon published in late 18th century is the source of a certain nickname. Y. That's 2 words. Actually, it's longer than 2 words, but you give me the first 2 words, that's fine. That's 3 and 4 letters. On the buzzer first is Robbie from Capgemini, participant 1. What's your answer?
Yeah, I will play. I will play. I will play Super.
Super. All right. Start with X, then go to Y.
I will play. Just a minute. No, I will play safe. Sorry.
Okay. X or Y, Ravi, quick.
No, I will play Super. Sorry.
Ravi, give me an answer. You play Super. Start with X.
I will start with Y. Y is old
no,
lady.
You start with X. You're playing Super.
X is Dalda. Y is old lady.
Okay, that's incorrect. That's I'll move on to the next one. That's Sampath. Sampath, Do you have X or do you have Y?
I'll go for. If I mistake one, it will okay.
You'll get
I'll go
negatives
for.
for it.
I'll go for both. I'll go for both. Super.
Okay.
X is Lysol, and this is Old Lady of Thread Needle Street. So this is Bank of England is known as Old Lady of Thread Needle Street.
That is the complete answer that I was looking for. That's well done, Sampath. Maybe you gave me a wrong answer. You gave me a right answer. So for the right answer, you gave me the wrong one. So that's a -5 for that. But the correct one gets you a +10. So that's 5 points to Ravi. And yeah, 10 and -5. So that's 5 points. And for the other answer, Sampath, of course, you get 5 points for Lysol. So 5 points, Sampath, for Lysol.
But
and
I
5
said
points.
both, na? Both.
No, Old Lady was already given by Ravi, right? Okay. So 5 points to Ravi and 5 points to Sampath. Okay. That's Lysol and Old Lady, not Dalda and Old Lady. That doesn't work, Ravi. So that was incorrect. Could have just played safe and I would have given you 10 points for that one. That's Old Lady of Threadneedle
Ajay,
Street.
the first
That's
part is
the
always
nickname for
X
Bank
or
of England.
anything can be that is said. First is first part.
Okay. He said he'll play super. He gave me 2 answers, 1 right, 1 wrong. +10, -5. That's it. Okay. And Sampath, you gave me the other answer. So you get 5 points for that. So 5 points to both of you, 5 points Sampath, 5 points to Ravi. All right. Final question. And let me just request, because we saw this incident right now, participants, please don't keep shuffling your decisions, right? Stick to one. Okay. All right. Here's the final one. Look at the visuals. My questions. Published in 2023, this book, called the first ever guide to X's as global and historical phenomenon, reworks Aristotle's definition to someone who secures and reproduces wealth or power, then transforms into the other. That's 8 letters. And on the right, these are both Skybags and Starbucks collaborating with the recently released the Y. That's 7 letters. So on the left, there's one called Y, but it's actually X. So consider both to be X on the left, and the one on the right is Y. On the buzzer is Ravi Shankar, super or safe?
Safe.
Safe.
I'm
X
taking
or Y?
Y, Archie's.
Y is Archie's. That's correct. That's 10 points to Ravi. Goes to Anand. Do you have X or do you want to pass?
No, pass. I wanted to play
Passing.
Y.
Goes to Sampath. Sampath, do you have X?
Yeah, I would have liked to answer both. It's oligarch, the Russian billionaires oligarch, and Archie's. So
That is correct, Sampath. So that's 5 points to Sampath. It is oligarch and Archie's. That's the collaboration of Skybags and Starbucks with the recently released Archie's. And that is that. 10 points, Ravi. 5 points to Sampath. And that brings us to the end of what has been a very interesting round one. Lots to say from each one of them. That's all we have for round one. It is the East Zone and it is clearly open for business. Everything is possible. Early days, but signs of strength and determination. That's pleasing to see, as we'll find out on the scoreboard. Stay tuned. Right, welcome back. It is a quiz that we expected to be intriguing. For now, we have Ravi from Cap Gemini alongside Sampath from Rourkela, both of them leading with a score of 25 points apiece. But they are fighting the others, Ravi from Durgapur and Anand from Durgapur, both on 10 points apiece, and Prasanjit also from Durgapur at 5. But Pura from Rourkela still to open his account. There's a long way to go, 3 more rounds coming. Anything can happen. We'll move on now to round number 2, participants trying to make an indelible mark on against their names in this quiz. There will be few chances, not too many. Here's to round number 2. This is a crossword. There are 5 questions, all on the buzzer in a crossword. 15 seconds of time per question. In the previous round, we had all 6 of you hitting the buzzer. In this round, we need 3 participants per question on the buzzer, and 10 points for everyone who gets it right, -5 if you get it wrong. So we'll start. Here's the crossword that you need to solve. So this is the crossword that requires to be solved. We'll go in order. We'll start with the first one. That's a 6-letter answer that I'm looking for. Then we go to second, third, fourth, 5, and on and on. You'll start seeing a few letters that are revealed. Here's question number 1 to all of you on the buzzer. 2 major wealth list ranking switches took place earlier this month. If one was the National Stock Exchange jumping from 8th to 7th, going ahead of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the other was Qatar's Al Nahyan being crowned as the richest in a certain category, overtaking which group you see in the visual. On the buzzer is Ravi Shankar Saha from Cap Gemini.
Yeah, Walton. This is Walton.
And what
Walmart's Walton.
The Walmart's Walton family.
Yeah.
So it's the familiar group that has been overtaken. That is correct. This is the Walton family who's been overtaken as the richest family in the world by the Qatar's Al Nahyan family, which happens to own the City Football Group, has some stake in the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, Mubadala, and all that, right? So that's the Al Nahyan, who's now the richest family in the world, overtaking the Waltons. So that's 10 points to Ravi. That's well done. Here's Walton being placed in the crossword. Now we go to number 2. That's a 6-letter answer. Here's question number 2. Getting its name from Sanskrit for avoiding harm, which Indianapolis dishware brand claims to be pediatrician designed, kid approved? Sanskrit for avoiding harm. On the buzzer is Sampath Mishra from Rourkela.
Yeah, is it ahimsa?
It is correct. Avoiding harm or ahimsa. That's a lovely answer there by Sampath. So Ravi took the lead. Sampath got on. 10 points, Sampath. That's well done. Now to question number, before that we played ahimsa. Now we go to M down. So your next answer is an 8-letter answer. Starts with the letter M. Here's my question. It's a follow-up. Brands like Ahimsa and Mama Earth, as Asia's first, have received a certification from a 2015 founded certification program that certifies products with toxin-free substances and natural ingredients, thus ensuring a sustainable future for all. What is this seal? It's a 2-word answer, 4 letters each, that indicates that the product is X with Y ingredients. On the buzzer is Anand from Durgapur.
Both the letters are 4-4. You are saying?
Yes, 4-4.
Made using soil, means made soil made of made soil.
Soil ingredients. I'm afraid that's incorrect, Anand. That's a -5. Question goes to Sampath Mishra from Rourkela.
Yeah, I'll just improvise. It's made safe.
That is correct. This is made with safe ingredients. Made with soil ingredients doesn't fit grammatically either. Sampath, that's a lovely answer. Gets you 10 points. Anand, unfortunately, I'll have to give you a negative. That's a -5 to you. So both Ahimsa as well as Mama Earth from India, which happens to be Asia's first brand to be given the Made Safe certification. That's well done. perhaps an improvisation, something that I spoke of earlier, that, we don't enjoy just regurgitating what we already know. We enjoy working it out from what we see in front of us. That's lovely. We'll move on to number 4, but first we'll play place made safe. Now we go to 4 across. There's an E and an O that's visible. Here's my question. The level of public debt has increased significantly since 2020, with many developed countries' debt exceeding 100% of GDP. Despite its prosperity and image of being a prosperous nation, Japan is the second most indebted nation at 263% of GDP. Which country is number 1? A position it keeps switching with Japan time and again, with Greece at a distant number 3 with 190%. Which country is the most heavily indebted country, as a percentage of GDP? 3 seconds. Nobody trying, and you'll really regret missing this. This was the obvious one. This is Lebanon. That's what I was looking for. This is Lebanon, who's the most indebted country, highest public debt, which it keeps shuffling with at number 1 with Japan. Right, so that's Lebanon placed on the crossword. We move on to F across. It's a short and sweet 3-letter answer. My question. Last year, these countries formed an alliance of the world's top semiconductor makers. They called it the X4. X is a wordplay which, in the world of semiconductor manufacturing, refers to a plant where raw wafers are turned into ICs. What is X? 3 letters, starts with the letter F. On the buzzer is Sampath Mishra.
It's FAM or FAB?
Spell it,
Fam.
please.
It's FAM or FAB. I'm confusing.
I'll give that to you. It is indeed FAB. That's the answer that I was looking for. It's called the Fab4 Alliance. So FAB as in fabulous and FAB as in the fabrication of ICs. That's a lovely answer, Sampath. 10 points to you on the buzzer. Doing very well in this round. So you see how all the participants have gotten into the groove already, relishing those full tosses that came their way in this last round. Halfway into the quiz, we are through. Onwards now to the back half with round number 3. So round number 3 is going to be something new that I'm trying out for the first time. Hopefully it's something that all of you get to enjoy. There's 5 questions, all on the buzzer. This round is called Clues Day. No matter what day, every day will be Clues Day. Whenever we play Udaan, we will always have a Clues Day as round number 3. So you'll have to solve the overall answer. Once when you've done that, you will then I will then allow you to give me each part. There are 3 buzzers per question. So first 3 can unmute in the order of giving me the answer. First, you have to give me the overall answer. That's for 10 points. But if you're not correct about the overall answer, please don't go on to crack the code for individual part answers. Only the participant who gives me the overall answer correct will be allowed to give me the part answers. There's 10 points for the overall answer, 1 point for the part answer. There are no negatives for getting the part answers incorrect, but there's a -5 for giving me the overall answer as incorrect. There are going to be 3 buzzers per question, and I'll give you a fairly generous 25 seconds to solve each of these questions. While I give you the question, apart from these individual part answers that you have to give me, I'll give you the overall connect that I'm looking for, right? So that will perhaps give you a direction in terms of what you need to think. Are you looking for a company? Am I looking for a person? Or what am I looking for, right? So that's the direction that I will give, right? So I hope everybody's clear and everybody's ready. We'll move on to our first of 5 questions, all on the buzzer. Please give me the overall answer first, and then go on to explaining individual answers. There's 1 point for the taking. Hopefully, will help resolve any kind of ties if we happen to see any at the end of this quiz. Here's question number 1. A certain release from 2 weeks ago. It's a 6-letter answer. A certain release from 2 weeks ago. We have Sampath who's going for it. Yes, Sampath. What's the overall answer? Please unmute.
Yeah. Just taking a guess. Animal.
That is incorrect. That's a -5, Sampath, and we're judging you on your taste. We'll move on to the next one. That's Ravi Shankar from Durgapur. What's your overall answer? Ravi, you're muted. No. Ravi, that's a -5. Don't hit the buzzer if you don't know the answer or can't have a guess. Finally, we'll move on to Anand from Durgapur.
I was on the lines of animal. Anyway, I would. Is it?
No.
Yeah, no.
No. So I'll close it. A certain release wasn't really a release of a film, a certain release that I'm looking for. And this was a business leadership quiz. I don't know why you think movies as such. But the answer that I was looking for is Gemini from Google. So that's the Gemba walk that gets you the G, EPFO, Employee Provident Fund, that gets you the E, Comfy, the brand, that gets you M, Buick, gets you I, the Quint gets you N, and Baidu gets you the I. So that's the answer that I was looking for. 3 of you collecting negatives on that one. That's really unfortunate.
If I may interrupt you, if we say the answer wrong one first time, can we budge again?
No, you can't. There's only one answer per participant per question and 3 across all 6. So that's -5 Sampath, -5 Ravi Shankar, and -5 to Anand. Right? So we'll move on now to question number 2. Here's number 2. House of Brands. Five seconds. On the buzzer is Ravi Shankar Saha. Yes, Ravi.
I'm taking a chance. Okay. Mensa.
That is correct. That's 10 points. Ravi, now you can solve and get 1 point each.
Maslow's is the last one.
Maslow in the last one. That's correct.
So A comes from there. And this one is, if he's, no, I pass rest of the things.
There's no negative. You don't want to take a chance at any?
This is what I'll say. I'm forgetting the logo.
Okay, I'll close it then. Yeah, that's only one. That's very interesting though, Ravi. Ravi, do you want to tell us your thinking process? You got just one.
I got it. No. I got it from House of Brands.
Third one is
House
Infinity, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah.
House of Brands. So does anybody else want to solve the
third one
remaining
is
ones?
Infinity. F-1, Infinity -1, maybe N.
Yeah. So that's Matador, who wears those hats, the Montera hats by Matadors. So that's M. Rosie the Riveter. I thought, Ravi, you'll get that one. So that's Rosie the Riveter, then Infinity as the brand, and Slack, the 2 founders of Slack. Matador, Rosie the Riveter, Infinity, Slack, and Maslow. Mensa, the House of Brands, is what I was looking for. Ravi, that's 10 plus 1, so 11 points to you. 11 points, Ravi Shankar Saha. That's very good. Here's number 3. I like how you've picked up. An army officer founded conglomerate. 4 letters. Ravi Shankar again. Yes, Ravi.
Then I'm taking a chance. It's Path Lab.
Sorry, say that again.
Path, P-A-T-H. Path Lab.
That is incorrect, Ravi. That's a -5, not path. That's not the answer that I was looking for. -5 there to Ravi. There's nobody else who's interested in answering this. The answer that I was looking for, Sampath, too late on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is Pran, as in Pran Foods. That's Palantir, Rozgar Samachar, Shiv Nadar, and Hive Mind. Pran Foods that was founded by Major General Amjad Khan Chaudhry in Bangladesh. So has also their products are available in India. food and FMCG brand, Pran Foods. So that's -5 to Rabi. We'll move on to question number 4. Crossing over post-partition. 3 letters. We have Anand from Durgapur going for it. Yes, Anand, what's your overall answer first?
MDH. I'm
That
taking
is
a guess.
lovely. It is MDH.
Yes,
That's
come
10
on.
points, Anand. Now, do you want to give me individual parts?
Yeah. I would give this one is Leena Nair, so I'm getting this is Sanal, and
That's correct. That's 1 point.
I don't know about others, but through that I only get it. MDH.
So post-partition plus an H at the end. That's what you worked with. That's 11 points to you, Anand. That's a lovely answer. It is MDH. The individual answers or the part answers were Samsung. Either you could have got that from Samsung. That was Lee Kun Hee, who passed away a couple of years ago. Then there's Takdir. That's the award given for labor relations by Government of Dubai. And Chanel's CEO, Leena Nair. That's lovely, Anand. That's 11 points to you. Now to the final question. Most inclusive brand 2023. Anyone trying? 4 seconds. Right, the time's up. There's nobody's trying. The answer that I was looking for, I'll break it down one by one. That's Disneyland, whose Club 33 is one of their private restaurants. Then there's Duolingo. Then we have Avis, the car rental. And we have Quetzal, the Guatemala currency. Collectively, that gives you Dove, right? It's Dove is what I was looking for. Dove as the Kantar studies most impressive brand. That's what the clue was for the question. So that's that. Round 3. I hope you enjoyed this round, testing both the depth and the breadth of their knowledge alongside the pressure of time. It is tense. It is very, very tense. You can feel it behind those muted screens. Just one more round to go. The tension is palpable and it's not going away. We'll take a look at the scores while all of us take a little breather. Back on the other side. Stay with us.
They're coming in 1 minute. Okay? Coming in 1 minute.
Welcome back. This is surely a setting of high drama as all our 6 competitors go into the last round in search of 2 berths in the national final. For now, we have Sampath Mishra from Rourkela who's leading with a score of 50 points, but closely on his heels following is Ravi Shankar Saha from Cap Gemini with a score of 41. And then some distance away are the others, Anand from Durgapur at 11. Then the other 2 Durgapur participants, Ravi Shankar and Prasenjit, both on 5 points apiece. And Purab, who's still struggling to score some points in this round. Perhaps now is the only opportunity for him as well as the others to make a mark for themselves so that they qualify into the national final. Great excitement this. It has all the ingredients for a thrilling sprint to the finish. Our final round now.
Ravi, there is a mistake. 2 negatives were there, one for Ravi and one for Sampath.
No, mine is that I was 46, minus 5 is 41. Sampath was 55, minus 5 is 50. Anand.
Okay, fine.
Is there truce, right? Should we move on? Should we fly the dove again? All right. So, final round now. This is triple trouble. 6 questions, all on the buzzer. 15 seconds of time per question. Points. If you hit the buzzer and you give me the answer without saying step up or step down, you're playing for 10 points. That's the default scoring. Minus 5 if you're incorrect. If you step up and you get it right, you get 20 points. But if you get it wrong, you get a minus 10. If you step down, 5 points if you're right, minus 2 if you're incorrect. Please step up or step down.
In visual questions, the visual will come first, then the question, or what?
Everything together. Okay, but I will parallelly read out the question. So that obviously will take its own sweet time. So step up or step down before you give the answer. Otherwise, there's default scoring. Don't say step up, step down after the answer. First say step up, step down. Perhaps allow me to repeat after you, and then you can give your answer. There's no visuals in the first 3 questions. There's just plain text. Listen to me carefully. I'll give you a very little operative part, whether I'm looking for a brand or a company. That's all that I'll show you. Rest, you have to pay attention to what I'm saying. For the final 3 questions, you'll see some visual and some text to go with it. And hit the buzzer whenever, but do not expect me to complete the question once you hit the buzzer once you've interrupted me by hitting the buzzer. You hit the buzzer means that's it. I don't read the question anymore. You give me your answer. If that's correct, I'll give you points depending on whether you stepped down or stepped up. If that's incorrect, I'll take away points based on what you said, right? For the others, if there's nobody else on the buzzer, then I'll continue finishing reading the question till I finally am done reading the question and 15 seconds have lapsed. That's the time that you have to hit the buzzer and try and give the answer. All 6 of you are allowed to hit the buzzer. So best wishes with each one of you. 120 points to be won. Okay, 2 teams, 2 participants qualify. Here's question number 1, common to everyone. Which magazine that started a few days before the Great Depression has had quite a few name and spelling changes? It started as the XY, then became X space Y. On the buzzer is Ravi Shankar Saha. Ravi, stepping up, stepping down.
Stepping down.
Stepping down.
Yeah. So I'll say this is Fortune.
Fortune. That's incorrect. That's a -2 Ravi Shankar Saha. We'll continue. So it first started as the XY, then became X space Y, then became XY, and then Z space XY since 2009, when the billionaire Z bought it, infusing new life into it. It recently announced changing its publishing schedule to monthly, which would mean it may change its name again, unless it wants to preserve a nomenclature legacy or become a misnomer. A magazine that started a few days before the Great Depression has had multiple name changes in its life, including the name of a billionaire when it was bought some 13, 14 years ago, which infused new life into it. There's nobody trying, just Ravi who tried it and got a negative. That's a -2 Ravi Shankar Saha. There's nobody else on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is Bloomberg Business Week, right? So Business Week is how it started. Then Bloomberg bought it few years ago, and then it became Bloomberg Business Week. Now they've decided to become a monthly publication. So if they continue to use the name weak, it will kind of become a misnomer. That's -2, Ravi. We'll move on to next one. Here's question number 2. In the way we know them today, such establishments are generally credited to 18th century France. Their name is derived, Sampad Mishra on the buzzer. You're muted, Sampad. Are you stepping up, stepping down?
Step up. I will take a. Okay, step up.
Go for it.
Restaurant.
I'll complete my question. Their name is derived from the French word meaning to restore. Since they were regulated and intended to restore a person's strength, what establishments that have existed in ancient Rome and Sung dynasty China from French for restore? Sampath says step up restaurant. That is absolutely perfect. That's the answer. So plus 20 there, Sampath, a very valuable 20 points for you. That's lovely. 20 points to Sampath Mishra. That's very good. 4 questions to go. Here's number 3. A beneficiary of the West China +1 strategy is the subject of business today's The Turnaround Man. His company clocked $1 billion revenue for the first time in its 98-year history. Real estate was a surprise revenue and profit contributor, with the company leveraging its land holding in Thane. Which company, whose 5th generation heir might forfeit as much as 3/4 of his wealth? On the buzzer is Anand from Durgapur. Stepping up, stepping down.
Stepping down. I am taking
Stepping
a guess.
down.
Yeah, is it Raymond?
And who would the person be?
I'm not sure, but I am just taking a guess.
Which company is indeed Raymond? That's Gautam Singhania, who's going through a family dispute for now, and perhaps is believed that he might have to forfeit as much as 3.75% of his wealth, of his over $1 billion wealth. That's well done. Sale Durgapur Anand. That gets you 5 points because you stepped down. So 5 points to Anand. That's well done. It is Gautam Singhania's Raymond. Now, final 3 questions. Here's number 4. The parent organization of MaidSafe, something that I spoke of earlier, so it comes back, but it's a very interesting thing that I found. So anyway, I'll continue. The parent organization of MaidSafe is NTC, or Non-Toxic Certified, runs another program called the Transformation Partners Program to help brands improve their ingredients for a healthier world. For this, the rates are given here. My question is, what is BIPOC company that gets concessional rates? What is BIPOC company that gets concessional rates? It's not just with MaidSafe. It's actually, but I found out that there are a few others as well who give concessional rates to BIPOC companies. On the buzzer is Sampath Mishra. Yes, Sampath.
Yeah, I will.
Step up, step down.
No, I will play safe.
Default, okay?
Yeah. It's black people, black of color, black indigenous people of color.
That is correct. That's the answer. Some struggle there by Sampath, but it is black, indigenous, and people of color. So that's called BIPOC company. They've created a separate category, which, in an attempt to uplift them and bring them at par with the others, promotion of such companies that are BIPOC companies. That's well done. Sampath, you played default, means you get 10 points for that one. So 10 points to you, Sampath. Very well done. Now to question number 5, the penultimate question for the quiz. Samsung USA, in response to green bubble shaming, created this GIF. What kind of customers in the US are likely to indulge in green bubble shaming? Just explain to me what is happening. Why did they create this GIF? On the buzzer is Sampath Mishra again. Yes, Sampath, step up, step down.
I will play normal.
Okay.
Samsung has issue with Apple, right? So maybe Apple Messenger versus Samsung's Android Messenger or something. So Apple is blue one, so they are converting into green one. That funda maybe.
That is correct. Absolutely. The text turns green if you send a message by an Android phone on an iMessage. So the user of an Apple phone knows that that's a user of an Android phone who sent that message. So that turns green, but Apple messages remain blue. But an Android message turns green. So that's the reason why they've created this GIF. That's well done, Sampath. You played default, gets you 10 points again. That's very well done. And now to the final question. After that 10-pointer to Sampath, here's the last question for the East Zone final. In what is being called as a major jolt, Ravi Shankar Saha on the buzzer, not much to play with, but go for it, Ravi.
I will step up. Okay.
You'll step up?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So this is the peer in Omidyar Networks investment in India, who just left India.
Right. That's incorrect. That's a -10 to Ravi Shankar Saha. We'll move on to Anand from Sale Durgapur. Anand, please unmute and answer.
Yeah, I would step up, and I would guess these are all news channels or online news channels, and they have been taken over maybe by this Adani Group, News Laundry,
Right.
Scroll.
That's incorrect. That's a -10 to Anand from Sale Durgapur. I'll complete my question. -10 Ravi, -10 Anand. My question: in what is being called as a major jolt to the Indian startup ecosystem, the Omidyar network recently announced ceasing investments in India. That was part of the question. In 2019, Omidyar network separated from the global Omidyar network, creating its own autonomous mandate. However, some investments made prior to the separation do not align with their new strategy, seen in the pictures below. They have been listed on a separate page as X investments. X in legalese refers to a guarantee that even after termination of a pact, the investment will remain protected for a while. What natural phenomena is X? What have these been filed under? A certain natural phenomena in legalese refers to a guarantee that even after termination of a pact, the investment will remain protected for a while. There's Sampath Mishra who'd like to have a go at it and bring this quiz home. Yes, Sampath. Step up, step down.
Step down.
Step down.
Force measure
is incorrect. That's a -2. Sampath. After that, -10 to Ravi Shankar and -10 to Anand from Sale Durgapur. The answer that I was looking for: what natural phenomena? These are sunset investments, right? So sunset contract essentially talks about a guarantee that even after termination of a pact, the investment will remain protected for a while. So since Omidyar network, as perhaps Anand and Ravi both wanted to highlight, that Omidyar network has left the Indian startup ecosystem, they've referred to these investments that they made prior to the separation of Omidyar network, the global Omidyar network and the Indian Omidyar network. They separated in 2019. And I'd like to really go back at the visual here. And you can see the diverse opinions that they have invested in. So if you kind of understand the news that each of these outlets produce, it's really a polar opposite the way they are. But they've invested in all kinds. So they've now listed them under sunset investments, which they're not actively monitoring anymore. Well, that is that. Exactly how we expected the final to be. Some fine answers right at the very end. After that tempo that was set in the middle segment, we'll see how that translates to results on the scoreboard on the other side of this break. It'll be a short one. We'll be back. Welcome back. The East Zone has had its moment of reckoning, and we do have our two winners who have extended their stay at the 13th Udaan Business Leadership Quiz. But before we speak about them, a word of appreciation for the others. Firstly, Purab Das from Rourkela unfortunately didn't have a lot to say. He finishes 6th in this quiz. Then the three participants from Durgapur Steel Plant, Ravi, Anand and Prosenjit, all of them finishing in single figures. But very well done to you and the entire community at Durgapur Steel Plant qualifying into the East Zone final after hard work that has brought you here. It's very well done to each one of you. Then in second place, we have Ravi Shankar Saha from Cap Gemini, who missed out on qualification in the national final last year. But this year, he's managed to make it his own and came back with a steely resolve even towards the very end. He took that step up because perhaps he wanted to have a go at winning the East Zone round. He couldn't win that one. He couldn't win this one, but he has enabled himself to qualify into the national final. So congratulations, Ravi Shankar Saha. You're second in the Udaan East Zone final 2023. That's well done. And then, of course, our winner for the day, he's Mr. Regular from the East Zone. He qualifies no matter what every year. Last year, he had a fairly uncomfortable outing when he qualified from the East Zone into the national final. But this year, he's come back. He's been calm and composed. He's also had a lot of time to think about his answers after others have made mistakes before him. And so he qualifies by a significant margin, winning with a score of 88 against his name and Rourkela Steel Plant. This is Sampath Mishra. Congratulations. Well, congratulations to both Ravi as well as Sampath. I will see you again at the national final. Others did what they could, but both Ravi and Sampath were stronger, sharper, and swifter on the buzzer. It was their night, as it had been in two of the previous three editions of this quiz for both of them in the East Zone finals. This is it then. I hope you had a wonderful time tuning in to the season opener. This was the 13th Udaan Business Leadership Quiz organized by Steel Authority of India Limited, National HRD Network Ranchi Chapter, and National HRD Network. Next on the roster is the West Zone final. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. I look forward to you spending your Friday evening with us. Until then, goodbye.